Yo, this is Willie Jello Johnson for the Titus Podcast. Do this. Go to harrys.com/Titus and get the new deal from Harry's. You won't believe it because they're sponsoring this podcast. And now, with the Armageddon update, let's give it up for Mr. Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And I want to talk to the dumb people today. And guess what? You don't know who you are. The one thing that stupid people are stupidest about is they don't think that they're stupid. Stupid people also get mad at being called stupid. They are also stupid about how America is number one. Well, guess what? We ain't anymore, except in stupid. As a matter of fact, we have dropped lower than a snail's taint when it comes to intelligence. Not only is most of the population dumb as a rock in Florida, they're proud of it. They've even invented words for smart people. Dweeb, nerd, geek, which, by the way, aren't real words, idiots. All to make fun of people that could send a rocket into space or multiply fractions or play chess. Do you know that in students tested in math, the only countries America beat are Cyprus and South Africa? That's right, people. We suck so bad that the people in District 9 are nipping at our sandals with white sock-covered heels. I'm tired of the stupid. People who think that after 8 years our president is a Muslim. 41% of Republicans currently think B-Rock is Muslim. Really? Well, after how things have changed since 2008, I hope the next president is a Muslim. If Obama is a Muslim like you dumbass backwoods cracker-ass racist shitheels think, then he is the worst terrorist ever. Lowered gas prices, killed bin Laden, doubled our stock market, raised housing, got unemployment to record lows, and did it by not having a pedophile or blowjob scandal. Idiots. 18% of Americans still believe that the sun revolves around the earth, according to the Gallup poll. Well, we should just turn you pea-brains into Soylent Green. Die. And don't mean the genetically stupid. If you got a problem, that's fine. I'm talking about the actively stupid, the people that don't care, because you're just screwing up the bell curve for the can't do nothing about it stupid. 29% of Americans couldn't identify Joe Biden as the vice president, and 44% couldn't describe the Bill of Rights. I'm done with the dumbest shit Americans who think that facts are something they get to have an opinion about. It's amazing to me that one of the only things Americans actually lead in is stupidity. The Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs commissioned a civic education poll among public school students. Now, I know it's Oklahoma, but still, 77% didn't know that George Washington was the first president, couldn't name Thomas Jefferson as the author of the Declaration of Independence, and only 2.8% of the students actually passed the citizenship test. How the hell is that possible? How about we use that as a guide for deportation? If you can't pass the citizen test in your own damn country, you don't get to be a citizen, you low-foreheaded waste. Build that wall and put the dumbasses on the Mexican side. The Goldwater Institute of Phoenix did the same survey, and only 3.5% of students passed the civics test. But are we getting dumber, or have we always been dumb as a rat turd in a sewer? Nope, we're definitely getting dumber. In 1966 to 1967, approximately 1.4 million students who took the verbal portion of the SAT, and a score of 700 or more was achieved by 33,000 students. In 1986 and 87, over 1.8 million students took the test, and a score of 700 or higher was attained by fewer than 14,000. A 700, really? Now, I could tell you the percentage difference between years, but alas, I am also dumber than a Kardashian entering a science fair. The saddest part is that we're all cool with being idiots. It's a badge of honor to be able to name all the football players on your team or crank out baseball stats, but no one wants to invent a time machine so we can go back to when we were so fucking stupid. Great art is now some guy farting into a bullhorn on a YouTube clip, or a bunch of ex-yuppies growing beards and acting like good old boy retards while they sell duck calls. We're so stupid in this country that a bankrupt 3-time married con man who has ripped off contractors, stole from his own charity, called entire races of people rapists and criminals, and currently has a civil case pending in New York City from a girl who claims he raped her when she was 13. That dude's running for president of the country, and dumbasses are backing him up. Currently, we are a country of people whose leaders are so stupid they don't believe scientists who say we are killing the planet that these retards live on. 74% of Republicans in the U.S. Senate and 53% in the House of Representatives deny the validity of climate change. Do you get that? Fucking NASA and 97% of the world's top scientific think tanks have proved with evidence and a thorough study of history that the planet is heating up, species are dying out, and we did it. The stupid people, and you know what? The stupid people say, nope, I don't believe that. Plus, I like wearing shorts anyway. You know, I hear the phrase, can't fix stupid. Bullshit. You actually can fix stupid. The antidote is called reading. So go out, grab a book, and get smart before we all die. Do that and help save humanity instead of listening to some dumbass ranting on a podcast. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey everybody, Titus Podcast. Christopher Titus here. You know, I am a little amped up today, as you heard by that ranty. That was Ranty Ranterstein. To my right, the lovely Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
And across from me, covered in fuzz, the fetus.
Hey!
Fetus covered in fuzz. It's better than afterbirth, is all I'm saying.
Most importantly, is there a YouTube video of a man farting into a bullhorn?
Trust me, I'm sure there is. If you can type anything in. Here's how dumb we are. You can type in the most random shit, hit it, and type it in. Type it. Your computer's in front of you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Type man farting into bullhorn, and I'll bet we get
Man
something.
farting.
I have got to a point where I am just so angry.
Very excited too.
I am so angry.
Oh my gosh!
There you go. What did I say? Let me see. What is it? What do we got?
Hold on.
Do we have a man farting?
Hold on.
Here we go. She's playing it on her computer.
Well, let's just see. Oh, he's doing an intro.
No. Wow.
he's introing himself.
No, he's not. Oh my God. See, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Actually getting comfortable. Oh.
Okay, that's a man farting into a bullhorn, people. See, there you go. Now, if this is where we're at as a society, we deserve to have whatever comet or whatever super plague wipes us out as a species.
How many views does that have?
Yeah, how many views?
93,000.
93,000 views. I'm wondering, there's some TED Talks that have 6,000.
There's 549,000 on another. Oh, wait, here's where he actually does it into the bullhorn.
Oh my God. Are we okay, so here's what bothers me more than anything is you're excited. Wow.
So gross.
I am amazed by the stupidity. Like this
it's
guy,
he's a human didgeridoo is what he is.
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds exactly like a didgeridoo. So this, you just backed up my point. I just a man farting in the world, I just tossed it out and never know it existed. Of course it exists. There's way more. You could probably find woman queefs through a bullhorn. I bet you could.
Okay.
We are to a point now in society where stupid is okay. And you know what? Stupid is not okay. It's just not. You know what I did after I wrote this Armageddon Update? I went online to a site that tests you on states, and I started working on my geography skills. That's how upset I am at how stupid I am.
Okay.
I am mad at myself now. I'm learning shit too.
Oh, yeah, he played a geography game all last night.
Yeah, for about an hour and a half.
I love that game.
And I went from 36%, which was horrible, to 75%.
Here's the difference between men and women.
In my own country that I live in, by the way. I don't know the states.
Other than all of the differences
What did you
between
find?
men and women. There are no videos of women queefing
into
a
him, but
bullhorn.
of course there's not. There you go.
Because women wouldn't put that on YouTube.
Right. Well, here's what kicked this whole thing off. Now, I've been thinking about it for the last couple of weeks, and we were watching The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. And Jordan Klepper, who's, if you guys don't watch The Daily Show, Jordan Klepper has these moments of just sublime genius, where he is one of the best interviewers of dumb people that you just go, this is so good. So there was an episode, it's online, you pulled it online, right?
He's got a bunch of different ones.
He goes to a Trump rally and starts interviewing people, and he's so positive at making fun of these people, and he's not even making fun of them. He's just asking them questions. He's like, he's like, so you believe Obama's a Muslim? I know he's a Muslim. You know he's a Muslim. Okay, you know he's a Muslim. What else? Oh, I know he's a Muslim. We're going to bring Sharia law into the country. And he's like, okay. He goes, so what facts do you have? I don't have any facts. So you actually have no reason for that. No, but you're damn sure of it. And she goes, yep, with no facts or anything. That's right.
All proud.
And she's like, there's never any moment where she questions it.
My favorite was, so you believe there's a conspiracy that Obama had left the White House when 9/11 occurred.
This was great. This I was shocked. Oh my God, this guy. First of all, obviously
They were
some
all like that.
already some but some people were just, there wasn't a crystal meth thing. This guy had a crystal meth sheen on him. They had put a crystal meth filter on this dude, and he goes, so you actually think that there was a conspiracy about 9/11, that Obama left the White House at that time, so he wasn't there to react to it? Exactly. And he goes, so at 9/11, you think Obama did have something to do with the conspiracy of 9/11? Of course he did. He wasn't there, was he? He wasn't president. He wasn't president at the time. He wasn't going to be president for 8 more years or 7 more years.
I'm not saying that Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer, but I've never seen Ted Cruz and the Zodiac killer in the same place at the same time.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Well, no one saw the Zodiac killer. So here's my point. And here's why I'm mad. It's not okay to be stupid. You know, we keep talking about America #1, we're the best. And we're not. We're actually not. When you start reading the studies and you do the research, we are actually dropping the ball. Our students are dropping the ball. Our parents are kissing their kids' asses. Kids don't think they need to learn anything because they're so special anyway. That kid, when I was at that kid's party, my son had one of his party, and the mom said he got 2 Fs last year. And I looked at the kid, I go, you got 2 Fs? What happened to you? And he goes, nothing. And mom looked at me and goes, what are you going to do? You go get a baseball bat. You threaten him. You make sure that he has everything taken away from him. What do you mean, what are you going to do? You're in charge of stupid parents, and you're not doing it. So what's happening now is we have this breakdown of society. The problem with Silicon Valley right now is we have so many stupid people that they can't fill the jobs. All these immigrants coming into this damn country. Yeah, you know why? Because they can fucking read. They can actually code. That's right. You know, yeah, well, you know, damn Indians coming into my country taking my job. Hey, dude, you can't do the job.
Learn C++, man.
If you can't do the job, I can't code either, but I have my job. I do what I do well, and I keep pushing it. We are to a place of stupidity now that I'm afraid for society. I'm afraid for where we're going to be as a country and as a people in the next 20 years. Thank God I'll be close to death then, and I'm sure all you guys listening feel the same way.
Yeah.
I took it on myself. Read a book like I did. I started because I was really, and I get it, people. I get how I sound. I get that I totally sound like I know more than you, and I don't. That's what I'm admitting. I'm stupid too. I'm so stupid. I went on to did the countries of Europe because I started out naming the countries of Europe. Oh yeah, it was bad. At the first time I went through the countries of Europe, 18%. And then I went and I did it 3 or 4 times. I got up to 33.6%. I still don't know.
Those Nordic countries are a real bitch, huh?
No, it's the little one. It's the Monacos and the Cyprus. There's these little ones over there. You're like, what? What is that? I don't know what that is. And fuck Rhode Island. That's all I'm going to say. It's on a map. Fuck Rhode Island is all I'm going to say.
It's right next to Massachusetts, right?
Yeah. Where's Massachusetts? Yeah. It's right next to the other thing I don't know where it is because I'm an idiot.
New England's hard.
New England. I am a New England tard. I really am.
That's what I thought he said.
New England is not hard if you're not stupid. And it's not stupid. I'm not saying I don't think people are intelligent. I think nobody cares anymore. You know, because people will put all their time, and you do this too, into your fantasy baseball, fantasy football league. You put all this time in. I can start asking you about players, and you have an opinion. It's insane how much you know about it.
I like football, yes.
Right, you like football, but you also are in a fantasy league, and you know stats on people that are crazy.
Sure. Yak is the most important stat.
Sorry.
Yak.
What is
yards
yak?
After carry? Or yards after contact, rather, for running backs.
Uh-huh.
You want to look at yards after contact. It's the most important stat for running backs by far.
See what I mean? What I mean? Wasted intelligence. Entirely wasted intelligence.
But he's been waiting to drop that acronym for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he screwed it up. You fumbled for a second.
Yeah.
Well, Yak has a couple
But you
meanings,
recovered.
So that's a good... There you go, Ray.
Thank you.
Nice.
So read a book, people, and don't just read some dumbass book. I'm going online. What scares me the most is how do we have the internet, which has all the knowledge in the world on it? Literally, you can look it up, and you have to research to get the pure knowledge because there's a lot of bullshit knowledge too. But how do we have this thing that connects the entire planet, and we're getting stupider? That's what I don't understand.
I can answer.
Please help me.
So Loki the corgi died. I don't know if you know who that is. I didn't.
Okay, that's your answer to that? What I just said?
I saw more sympathy on my social media for Loki the corgi. It's this corgi that does funny videos. The owner records funny videos of the corgi.
So it's a dog doing weird shit, right?
Yeah, and records videos of it. And I saw more people saying, "Oh my God, look, the corgi died," than sympathy for,
the two guys that got shot by cops yesterday.
Or
the father had his hands up, and
there's actually an uprising right now, more important than the guy who got shot
in
that
North
was unarmed.
Carolina.
There's an uprising about Kendall Jenner recently doing an ad, and she was dressed as a ballerina, and now ballerinas are
pissed off
because she didn't have her shoes laced up correctly, and they're tweeting like crazy, and they've sent hate mail.
Please send me some ballerina tweets.
One tweet said that, first of all, before you can even get point shoes, you're supposed to have a consultation between the seller and your dance instructor, so she's way out of line. Yeah.
I blame the production designer.
Ridiculous.
Or the costume designer on that commercial.
You guys just... And thanks for proving my point repeatedly.
Yeah.
Loki the Corgi, rest in peace.
So Elon Musk and his team at SpaceX are landing rockets on a fucking barge in the ocean, which is the first time it's ever happened. They're bringing rockets back from space and stopping them before they hit the Earth. And we're like...
Yeah. But have you seen that YouTube video where the neighbors were complaining about noise during the day, so the owner set up a nanny cam, and the dog actually runs in and plays the piano and sings along with it, howls to his own piano music?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's watch that.
Great. It's pretty awesome.
So right now there's guys are trying to use immunotherapy to stop cancer cells, and no one seems to give a shit. On top of that, no one's pointing out that chemotherapy kills people. We're not even trying to search it. I went on and I started tweeting about it today, and people are like, oh my God, chemotherapy saves so many people. No, it doesn't. Look it up. It's 2.4% in a lot of cancers. What are you talking about? In fact, most people only live 2 months longer. That was an Australian study. You know what? The people got, shut up, my uncles. I get it. Once in a while, you're good. You won the lottery. Nice job.
Rachel, have you seen the video of the guy who edited goat screams to do Bohemian Rhapsody?
Jesus Christ.
I love that.
That sounds
I love
great.
That
was hilarious. Just goats.
Do you know the brilliance it would take to get goat screams and turn them actually into music? That's crazy.
That's got to be the smartest guy in the world.
That guy should be president.
That guy should be president. I'd vote for him.
You guys do know that, like, slowly the planet is dying. Like, literally, the ice caps are melting, and what's happening is oceans are rising. Now, right now, Venice is going to be underwater in a couple years, and no one seems to give a shit. Not only that, no one's coming up with a solution at all.
No, but you could go watch the top most watched YouTube video of all time, Gangnam Style.
What?
Thank you guys for doing the little vignette. I appreciate the scene. It was very nice. It was balanced. It was good. You guys kept coming at me. Although by the fourth one, you guys had nothing left. I will say that.
No.
You went to Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style is the Gangnam.
I like Gangnam Style.
That was
by the Amish.
Style.
That was a good one.
Whatever. Well, if you're not from America, it is, but you're not Japanese.
Gangnam Style.
I thought it was Gangnam Style. What?
I have no idea.
That's more offensive.
I've actually never seen the music video for it.
Well, you should. It's the most watched YouTube video of all time.
And here's the other problem. If you're really super smart, you're a dork or a dweeb or a nerd, and people make fun of you. Like, it's like the dweebs of the world save the planet. The smartest people on the planet.
Do you want to know something?
Cured diseases, invented shit that we need. Like, that's how smart I am. I say invented shit. That's how smart I am. I'm an idiot.
I got something to
Yeah,
say.
what do you got?
Me too.
Smart people, speaking of them people,
Yep.
375 of the top scientists have written an open letter on yesterday, that a Donald Trump win in November would prove disastrous to global efforts against climate change. One of those people was Stephen Hawking. Pretty interesting, right?
Isn't that crazy?
375 of our top scientists have written an open letter.
And yet, by the way, Donald Trump's a big part of why I had to write this. This guy has, like, it's day after day. People go, yeah, Hillary called black people super predators. Yeah, in 1996, she had 20 years to change her views. Donald Trump said his shit last Tuesday. Actually, sorry, he said it today. It's like, and people just keep, I'm voting for Trump. Why? Exactly. You got to watch this thing. People go to a Jordan Klepper interviews Trump supporters. Go watch that. You will laugh your ass off.
There's a couple of them, and they're really
good. It will really make you a fan of the show again too. Because if you stopped after Jon Stewart, I got to tell you, man, it's so funny. We laughed. We sat in bed last night and just laughed our asses off because the pride in the stupidity, the pride in the no evidence, the pride in the no facts. You just want to go, you people. It's the only time I've ever thought internment camps for a good idea, and there should be an intelligence test. If you score a 30 on the IQ test, you're going into a camp, and you know you're going to make shoes and license plates. Good for you. You have give you a good job that'll never go away. And then people think, well, stupid people have rights too. No, they don't. Not when it comes, and they never did. When we were cavemen, and guess what? The smart people lived, and the dumb people fucking died. That's what happened. And if you can't maintain intelligence in this country to the point where you just are believing anything or any bullshit, and Trump knows it. Trump's a genius. You know why Trump's a genius? Because he is so aware of how stupid people are, and he just goes in. Black people don't like me. Watch this. Walks into the church today, and he's like, by the way, that guy that got shot by the car, that was horrible. He had called the cop. You know what he said about the cop? He goes, she choked. She just choked. She goes, why would we have a person like that on the police force? She just choked and shot that guy. And I thought, how?
Master marionette man.
How is he doing that? Like, how does he, 2 weeks ago, talk about the cops? Look, man, if black people weren't doing stuff, the cops, and then now he's saying that the cop choked. It's like, and people just go, yeah. So he's lying to everybody. He's basically changing his opinion pretty much on a daily basis, called Mexicans rapists, and then said that, no, they can all stay, after he said he's going to build a wall and send them all out. Then people fired up about that. He went to another rally and said, nope, we're building the wall, and 11 million got to go. And people just keep believing the bullshit. It is the virus of stupid and prideful stupid that is going to kill America. And you know what? It's about time. What are we, 240 years in right now? Something like that?
Pretty solid
About
age.
240. It's about time. It's a good run.
Good effort.
I think we should collapse the fucking society and move on. Because these guys, because we're done. We're done. Between our government, the guys that are leading us won't believe that we're burning the planet down. And the rest of them, I gotta stop talking.
Stephen Hawking actually thinks he's actually been warning against greed and stupidity. And now he first made a statement about it in 2010. Now he's upped his statement, saying that it's gotten even worse. And what he actually believes is that these trends of greed and stupidity just make the earth warmer, more crowded, and more polluted every year.
Yep.
So he's saying that those trends could make the Earth's climate more like that of Venus, which is not habitable, but that would be a problem.
Wow. So okay. Listen, I want us to be smarter, but let's don't get too smart. I don't want you saying the solution is, hey, here's what's going to happen. We're going to be Venus in a couple years. All right, dude, to take it down, let's give some hope too. Be smart enough to figure out a solution that we can use now. I agree with that, and people don't understand that economics doesn't work. And throughout history, the Bible, all these tomes from history, what are the bad things? Greed. Avarice, greed,
the plague,
but I mean the things, the human behavior. You know, let's just go greed and stupid. Let's just go greed and stupid. Those two will kill a society. Will kill humanity, and we don't give a shit. It's a global problem. I'm Christopher Titus, and I'm running for president in 2017.
Say it's a global problem?
It's a global problem. It's a global problem.
I have something to contribute to the conversation.
Global problem. What?
So you know how you said, where did we start hating smart people?
Right.
So I read this awesome write-up. I'm not sure if it was like a scientific write-up, but it was a cool theory about when that exactly happened in the 90s.
So you're not smart enough to actually know when you read this?
I don't know if it was a scientific article or not. I think it was just like a theory.
Okay.
And you've been sitting there for 10 minutes waiting to say this.
Right.
You know me, Ray.
I like, you know what I like what you do in a debate? You have the worst debate style ever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether I read this. It was a guy,
ago.
and maybe there was a dude. I'm not sure whether I read it. Could have been on some. I could have found it on the back of a matchbook.
I know that we've moved on from there.
It was either in a scientific journal or there was a comic book with Batman in it. I don't know.
It definitely didn't have Batman.
Definitely. Okay,
definitely didn't have Batman.
There you go. That's what I mean. Make a stand. It definitely didn't have Batman.
I'd like to pull the podcast e-break and go back to 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Scree!
That's what I do, man.
Okay, let's
Jam
go
up
back
the
to the
podcast.
beginning. Okay?
Okay.
So you read it? When did we go stupid?
When Friends was popular. The show Friends.
That's when we got stupid?
That's the major shift in society that caused us to
Why did
value
Friends shift
stupid.
society? How did that? Give me the theory.
So Friends was the most popular sitcom, arguably of all time, in the 90s. And the one character in that show who's...
Wait, was it the most popular series of all time or the most popular in the 90s?
Of all time, aired in the 90s.
Well, couldn't it be... See, now, here, let me just point out stupid again. He just said of all time, which encompasses all time.
Yeah.
And now, Stephen Hawking, we just quoted, who basically did this study.
Fair point.
So, of all time, so basically the most popular sitcom in the 90s would be correct, yes?
Most popular sitcom.
I'm just trying to be aware of stupid now.
It's
and that was
arguably the
stupid.
most
okay, all
popular
right,
sitcom of all time
just check
aired
it.
in the 90s. Okay.
No, it's not arguably. No, it's not arguably the it's maybe the most popular sitcom in the 90s, although I would argue Seinfeld viewership, but okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Ross is the quote-unquote intelligent one in the group, right?
Ross, yep. And he was also the dorkiest, right?
He knew the most about dinosaurs, had a job, he loved history and everything. Every time he started to talk about something, quote-unquote, smart, intelligent, the entire group went, blah, and then they poo-pooed him and they made fun of him.
Yep.
And that show, tons of people replicated that show.
Poo-pooed, by the way, the number one phrase of all time in the 30s.
Okay, that and the hottest chick in television of all time in the 90s ended up sleeping with him and then later having a baby with him. So I would argue that he was well rewarded for being who he was.
However, he was rewarded after he changed himself to be less... He didn't talk about the things he liked.
He was rewarded very early in that show.
I do remember. I don't think the entire American society changed because of Friends. I think that dumb people look for someone to point at. Look, if you come into... people just hate intelligence.
I just thought it was interesting, an interesting read, because society tends to follow pop culture.
Except dumb people didn't understand Friends. Except really dumb people, stupid people didn't get Friends. I don't think. I think it was a fairly good sitcom for its time, I would say, of all time in the 90s. What are you reading? You're just disappearing. You have to be in the podcast.
I am listening to you.
You don't get to just look at your computer.
I am listening to you. I was just reading that 61%, they did a GOP poll, 61% of Trump supporters think Obama was born in Kenya.
Right.
66% believe he's a Muslim.
Stupid.
And all those people vote. They still think that his birth certificate is fake and that his parents perpetrated a hoax.
Right, and
50-something years
ago. But this is now our government and the police department and the federal government caught the dude that set off 2 bombs in New York within 48 hours, but they can't vet out a black guy running for president. A guy who was head of the Harvard Law Review, who's probably one of the best speakers ever. Did you hear? It's weird because he was giving a speech. Haley was sick. Did you hear the speech he gave the other day?
Great.
And me and Ray, I go, do you hear that? I was in the other room and I just heard it on TV, and I go, do you hear this guy?
Oh, yeah.
I go, nobody's talking like this guy.
I'd vote for that guy.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't say anything. It's going to be great. That's all he says. It's going to be good.
Who?
We're going to do this.
No, you're talking about Trump. I'm talking about Obama.
Oh, yeah.
Obama's speech
great.
was a motherfucker. Now, Trump, believe me. Here's what he said today. This was a great one, or yesterday. Black neighborhoods are as bad as are worse than Afghanistan.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah,
black neighborhoods are worse than the entire country of Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan. He said the neighborhoods in the black neighborhoods in our country are worse than Afghanistan. It's worse than they've ever been. And then he said this: ever. 3 evers. Give it 3 evers. That guy doesn't play around.
I think that black people might argue that slavery was a little...
Probably worse.
Probably
worse. Maybe when they were getting shot with fire hoses in diners. Maybe that was another time where things were a little sideways, a little worse than it was right now.
Wacky.
Yeah. Well, that was more like that was a show, Double Dare or whatever on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It was just really more like a Nickelodeon show at that point. They would bring the fire hose in, they'd release the dogs. Can you survive the slime?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out after this. Yeah. Let's see if they can get into a white high school.
You know what's
next
so sad?
on Double Dare?
You describing that
African American Double Dare.
You describing that TV show? There are people in the United States right now that would watch that show and give it enough ratings to continue probably being.
That is true. That is true.
You
know why? Because it's stupid. And I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm saying I'm smart enough to recognize that I'm not. That's what we've lost. We've lost the ability to go, man, I need to get smarter. That's why I cracked open the map last night and I started going, I'm going to fix my geography. I will know all the states and all the capitals within 2 weeks.
Wow, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. I will know all the states and all the capitals.
When I get back.
By the way, do you know how pathetic that I've set the bar at 4th grade? Do you know how pathetic I am as a human being that I have now set the bar
What's the capital of New Hampshire?
New Hampshire. Fairbanks, and I know I'm wrong. I'm just cracking out of. I don't know yet. Give me 2 weeks. I know I'm wrong. I'm just.
It's so freaking cute, though.
I just said the thing that comes into my. I know there's a cart.
Fairbanks?
See, I would argue.
I am all in some.
Fairbanks is across the continent.
I know it's in Alaska. I don't think it's the capital. Is Fairbanks the capital?
Here's what I'll say.
It is not the capital.
I do not think that you are stupid by any stretch. I actually think you're brilliant. And your daughter, who's a teenager last week, told me that she thought you were a genius,
right.
which is unheard of for a teenager to speak about her father that way when he's not even there to hear it. But I think that states and capitals, it's a memorization thing more than an intelligence thing.
Agreed.
Okay, but not believing facts. Having watch a man get on stage. Because I wish we had I honest to God, after watching this douchebag for the last year and a half, I wish to God we had a good. I don't have to like him. Romney has built $100 million businesses. He's a billionaire too. He takes care of his family. There's no scandals. I may not like the dude. He may have a rich white guy problem, and he does. But I swear to God, Romney's not going to burn down the country. They're not going to send a letter. Stephen Hawking, who, by the way, it's pretty tough for him to do anything, not going to get 237 colleagues together and go, hey, guys, we got to write this letter. Or, hey, guys, we need to write this letter. Donald Trump will burn down the country, and we
oh my gosh.
will never be the same.
Stephen Hawking
He's
impressions only kill with one person, and thank God he's here.
He's going to turn us into Venus. That's what that is. Like Stephen.
Oh my God!
Stephen Hawking believes that Trump is going to turn us into Venus. The smartest guy on the planet thinks Trump is going to turn us into Venus.
Oh my
what
God.
is the matter with him?
He's losing it.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. That just made me laugh. You're funny, man.
Yeah,
You're a funny guy.
He never thought you were funny until this moment. It was a Stephen Hawking impression.
I was just pretending until now.
Wow,
I just don't. Stephen Hawking is talking smack. That is hardcore mega genius smack talk. Trump's going to turn us into Venus, and all the scientists went, "Damn, Hawking's on fire and shit." There's a beatdown. It's like a rap battle with Trump. Yo, man, got tiny hands and a smaller, even penis, and I know you're going to fuck the climate up and turn us into Venus.
Oh my God.
And they all went boom. All the scientists behind him going, "Yeah, excellent, good job, good." His hypothesis is correct. The hypothesis is correct. Ridiculous. We're just dumb. I'm tired of being dumb. I'm tired of talking to dumb. You know what else I'm tired? Tolerating dumb. That's another thing we do. We tolerate the dumb now.
I'll say this. It's like it's almost like people are so. We live in this society where we feel like we have all these rights to do whatever we want whenever
First
we
Amendment.
want. Yeah, all that stuff, and there's no care about your neighbor thing that there used to be in the 50s.
All courtesy is dead, man.
Courtesy, compassion, looking after your brother, like. Any of those concepts that used to be so prevalent in our society, they're not. It's me, selfie. We don't even have photos anymore because why would I take a photo of someone else?
We don't have an ussy. There's no ussy. There's selfies, but no ussies.
Just of me.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of the problem. It's like I totally forgot my point. I had a brilliant point that I was moving towards, and I forgot it.
I'll let you remember it because I'm going to help you with it. I'm on the road a lot. We're doing this movie. I'm driving across the city back and forth. I don't understand why Uber drivers or limo drivers don't just uncork and start shooting holes in cars. Because there was a guy pulling a trailer with 4 cars on it, like this big car trailer. It was like 50 feet long. Just decided in the middle of like a 6-lane thing just to do a U-turn and block traffic. He couldn't make the turn, so he stopped everybody. So now he's blocking 4 lanes of traffic. Didn't give a flying fuck.
Did you just turn that into a traffic discussion?
No, I'm just saying, no. I'm saying that no one's following the rules anymore. And look,
this is live drive traffic at 4 p.m. with Christopher Titus.
We've got a hold up here on the 405.
Always pissed, he never miss.
Oh, we're out here and there's a bunch of fucking assholes. That's all I'm saying. Get off your fucking phone! God damn it! This is Christopher Titus doing traffic. Jesus Christ.
Do you know who usually gets those updates? Me.
Yeah, you know the funny though, I was somewhere else, and you called me the other day in traffic.
I quit taking your calls during prime drive time.
You did the same
during
thing,
7 to 10 A and 4 to 7 P. I am unavailable.
So Bombshell makes fun of me, but she calls me the other day. She's like coming home, and she just goes, you know what? I say I was talking to my mom. And, God damn! Dude, I almost got hit by this asshole. You didn't say goddamn. You didn't say goddamn. You said I almost got hit by this idiot.
Oh no! I almost got hit T-boned. A guy had to hit his brakes and squeak because he never saw me coming.
Some guy just stopped.
Squeaked.
Yeah, he just stopped.
If there's a squeakle, you almost die.
I saw a guy on his phone that T-boned a guy 2 days ago. He was on his phone and turned left and didn't look and conk his front into some guy's side, and it's like
I've started yelling.
I remember my point.
Go ahead.
But it's just an example of, I think, the problem. So it's talking about how no one cares about anyone else and it's all about me. Well, in that vein of our new ideals of me, I don't have to consider what's happening to African American people right now anywhere.
Right.
And a lot of people just got pissed that I brought that up. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's that instant shutdown, not having to consider. So we went out, and I'm always amazed. On Friday, I went to lunch with 2 of my best girlfriends, both who happen to be African American. And then on Sunday, we had a dinner with 6 friends, all of us. We're all best friends,
right.
And
for years
they're all African American, and the conversations that come up, for example, and these are very well-to-do attorneys, federal probation officer, headmaster of a top Harvard feeder school, and another attorney. It's like these are
not just an attorney; he's actually in charge of literally the carb, like taking down like chemical companies and oil companies for California. He's not just an attorney.
He was the U.S. attorney in California, but anyway, he, for example, one of the stories he told, you were in a conversation with our other friend, he told a story of how he had to run out and get formula for their baby.
Right.
And he had a hoodie on, and he opened the front door, and he stopped, and he went, oh, crap. And he came back in to my best friend Mahogany, and he said, oh, shit, I got to take this off because it's nighttime. And he put on a regular, like, zip-up jacket, non-hoodie.
Put on a blazer with a patch.
Yeah, tried to make himself look non-threatening, right?
He had to make. He takes the
Then
hoodie
they
off.
sat around and said, our friend CJ, he said, so do you remember your first time? To them? To the people that we were in the conversation?
Now,
you didn't say it to me.
Now, at this point, we're not being... We're in the conversation, but we're really not being... They're not asking us because they know what they're about to talk about hasn't happened to us.
Well, you were in a Colin Kaepernick debate.
Yeah.
So I just sat and listened because this isn't my experience, and I just took it in. But they were talking about the first time they were called the N-word. It's like, it blows my mind. A very well-off couple that we know, I heard on Friday of her brother driving across from New York, and she and her mother full-blown panic, and she's just saying this is like it's a normal thing, telling him to park before it gets dark, don't be driving at night, if anything happens, if he gets pulled over, turn the car off and instantly put his hands out the window. I mean, it's like, these are like things that we don't have to think of, and yet anytime we mention racism on this podcast, a lot of letters come in, like, this is bullshit, there's no racism. I know that no white president ever has spent 8 years of his presidential term
worried about his birth certificate.
Yeah, ever. Never.
Nope.
First black president, first time that's ever happened.
Yep.
He must be African. He must be... No, we've never had a white president accused of being a Muslim, and yet, as it turns out, some of these bombers here, they're actually white Muslims. I mean, you just never know. And so I think
that's my point about the thing is that if this guy's a Muslim, he's a Muslim, radical Muslim, he's the worst radical Muslim ever. He lowered gas prices, made the economy get better, jobs went through the roof.
He's almost out of office. He's got to do something soon.
Yeah, he's only got to come. You know what? He's going to wait till the last week. I think he's going to. Then all hell's coming down.
That's
everyone
what I'm waiting
I told you
for.
so.
Yeah, he's just going to be on the White House lawn.
And he's supposed to be Lucifer. He's supposed to be a Muslim antichrist from Kenya.
And yeah, we got Cheeto Jesus, which is not my thing. I love Cheeto Jesus over there talking about how he's gonna. What is it? I can't even list it.
He is the devil.
But he perpetuates that kind of stupidity. It's all about you. It's all about you. Whatever. And that lockdown. no
If you don't-
need to think about what
That's
your
right.
neighbor or your brother is going through to open your mind to hear people's stories so that maybe you can reformulate your ideas.
And the interesting thing is that a lot of these people that are doing that are very claim to be God-fearing people. They claim to be Jesus and the Christians, and I'm writing the Bible. But you bring up an idea that's not their idea. They're like, nope, sorry, done.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been unfriending people on social media and stuff just because I can't stand to see the yesterday I unfriended someone that hashtagged the Thug Nation president.
Thug Nation president, really?
Yeah, and it's just like, it just makes
He's
me
head
sick.
of the Harvard Law Review.
I know.
And a senator.
And I just bring this up because I think that I, a few years ago, argued that I didn't think that the problems that Obama was having were due to racism, which I don't think that all of them were. I think that that just sort of dismisses something. It wraps a neat bow around it and dismisses it. But I certainly sat at that table many times over the last few years and listened to my friends talk and learned something that I didn't know from my own human experience and was pretty blown away by it. And actually started crying at the stupid table on Sunday, which I hate.
You're also going through a lot.
I am going through a lot.
Between mom and what you're going through, you're going
but
through a
the
lot.
concept of someone that I love as much as I love that girl, talking about the first time she was called that, it's not that that was worse to me that she said the first time.
Here's what bothers. Yeah, go ahead.
I will bring it around, though, that our friend, so everyone told their story, and it was solemn, and then it came to our friend CJ. And he said, I remember my first time, I was playing baseball with my white friend, and he goes, I remember he called me that, and Bay said, well, what did you do? And we're all thinking it's going to be another shameful thing. Everybody else's was they were ashamed. They were ashamed of being black. They were little kids, right? And they kept it quiet. He goes, I beat his ass. I was 5 years old, and my mama told me, boy, when someone calls you that word, you beat their ass. So he was 5, and he kicked the kid's ass. So that was pretty nice.
That explains like why CJ is like that.
Right. Hello, I'm sitting on my phone. She's talking to me.
That totally explains why CJ is how he is. No, at 5 I started kicking people's ass for that.
I just felt relieved, like, oh, I'm glad he was the closer.
And that's the thing, is that we don't even consider what everybody else goes through. Like when I was coming up with the smart thing, I was thinking about Ryan. Like, Ryan worked his ass off in school. I sit behind Ryan at that editing room. Ryan's really smart at what he does, to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't even know how the hell. Okay, I can say do this, make that guy turn around and flip and put through special effect, and Ryan goes clickety clack and it's done. And I'm like, wow, that's really smart. And yet we've made fun of Ryan left and right. And you know, you have a lot of social issues, but when it comes to smart,
a lot of it too.
That is true. That's true. Valid.
Social and hair issues.
Yeah, but smart is a good thing, and we need to change that in this country. If you're proud of being Don, you need to know that shit. Yeah, you do, because guess what? We're turning you into food when the shit hits the fan. If you ain't smart enough to live with society, we're done with you. You know what? Sorry. There's going to be, when society comes apart, it's going to be quick. The dumb people, of course, the dumb people have the most guns.
I'll teach you how to snare a squirrel, Titus.
I'm in 100%. And I'll do it.
I just think you should always be open. It's interesting when you go into the world and listen to people. I think a problem is waiting to talk.
That phrase, walk a mile in someone else's shoes.
Like right then, when you cut me off.
Sorry.
Because you didn't hear what I said.
I did. I hear you. I agree with you. Walk a mile in someone's shoes. Take a minute.
That's not what I said.
No, but that's what you... Oh, my God. That's not what you said.
The problem is waiting to speak. You know, if you actually authentically listen to people and their experience, you can really learn something. And go.
Thank you.
That was an appropriate amount of time.
That was good. I just want to make sure that you're right, and no one thinks of anybody else. That was that thing I got you. That I was so. People keep I got you going. Hashtag I got you when you do it. When you see someone in need, instead of you see something, let's just don't to make it anything. When you see something, say something. If you see somebody that needs help, do something. If you see somebody who needs help, do something. And then hashtag I got you. Tell us know what you did at the Titus podcast.
I will say this. That's very true. That same night, because of something that was said in church a few months ago, I went and I just thought about it, and I went and bought a bunch of $10 Subway gift cards because I want homeless people to get some vegetables. And I've just been giving them out.
And whatever that chicken stuff is that looks like a chicken.
I always tell them, get a lot of vegetables. Ask for extra vegetables.
Yeah, because that chicken fillet thing is not chicken.
Because I was
looks like
if I'm handing out, like you went after and got Chipotle cards, and I thought, but they have vegetables too, so that's pretty good. But I just thought, if I can't perpetuate bad food ideals,
right,
that's not in line with my purpose. But anyway,
you can be the heart healthy homeless.
Yeah, so I've gotten to know a lot of the homeless people around town by name and stuff, and they know me. And last week, Wizard and his crew met my mom because
Right.
my mom wrote on all the cards.
I just want to point out, yeah, this is how okay, so she's been handing out these subway cards. Well, she started to talk to these people, and she knows Wizard, and there's a couple other people, and she actually now has kind of a homeless crew that has her back.
There are advantages to have it, because when shit hits the fan, there is no society. They'll know what to do.
You know what's interesting, though? It's that night when we went to that dinner, there was a black lady outside of the TJ Maxx, and she is camped out on Ventura Boulevard in front of the TJ Maxx in this alcove. She was there again. She's been there for about 6 days straight.
Umbrella set up, blankets.
Covering her sleeping bag. And we thought that she was sleeping. She's actually reading a book. So I stopped to talk to her. Her name is Joanne. And she is, I'll tell you, meeting a lot of these homeless people, some of them be crazy.
Right.
But she is extremely intelligent and well-spoken and kind. Almost, you said she's like a teacher.
I said this. I didn't think what I thought if someone went out for a walk and decided to sit down in the sun reading a book.
Yeah.
It turned out she was homeless, had a blanket. If she was, it wasn't what you expect from. And I have a reaction to crazy homeless. I have a reaction to it because my mom was crazy. This woman, I was like, why are you here? What happened? What possibly happened to you? We tried to figure it out on the way home. Remember that?
We did. I talked to her when we left, too, because she was going to bed, and I just stopped. I said, hey, Joanne, and she remembered my name and stuff, and I told her that something I just wanted to tell her that helped me. From every breakdown comes a breakthrough. And she said, that's beautiful, Rachel. And I was like, oh, my God. So I told her I'd come back and see her, and I thought maybe if I just go back and see her, like, to find out what happened. Like, sometimes people just get really down on their luck. Like I was guessing with her, bad relationship. Didn't protect herself.
Maybe that's a project we should go check it because there was something that touched both of us about it. Like it was we walked out going, maybe we should go check it out. See if we can help.
What are those things? Flash mob. I'm gonna flash mob somewhere, a dancing flash mob with all my homeless crew.
Oh man, Wizard up front. That
Wizard will be up front.
I'm so in.
Yeah.
Because they all have cell phones now. Weirdly enough.
A lot of
That's
homeless
the
people
weird
do.
thing. One more thing, people, about this being stupid thing. We've become the society that doesn't want to be wrong. It doesn't matter. No one can just go, oh, you know what? That's not right. Okay, got it. So you lock into something. Obama's a Muslim. Hillary sold the Russians secrets. When you lock into something and someone goes, no, here's all the evidence, and they go, so? I don't believe that. These are fucking facts, dumbass. The facts are the facts.
Facts can be fabricated by the government, man.
Oh, my God. Trump currently, the fact is Trump has a civil case going right now with a 13-year-old, that basically from 1994, when a 13-year-old girl says she was raped by him violently and his buddy Jerry Epstein. That's a fact. There's a civil case pending in New York.
Can't believe
right
anything
now.
those women say, man.
I'm telling you. Do you remember? I remember Eisenhower's rape case. Anybody else? No, because it didn't happen. So we have got to this place where we can't just go, I didn't know that. Like, I did that. I did that with Kaepernick. I was wrong when I first said, well, he's sitting on the bench. I don't think it's a good protest. And then he started kneeling. I'm like, oh, you know what? I was wrong. I think he's doing something now. I think now he's doing something
And
now.
he's pledged money monthly
Right.
to do something about it.
So even Heath was smart enough to go, you know what? Maybe I need to take this up it so I'm really doing something. That's nobody looks at Kaepernick and go, he's an idiot. We all go, oh, wow, he actually stepped up. So when you admit you're wrong and change your opinion, guess what that makes you? Kind of smart. If you see the facts and you go, wow, I was wrong about that. Rachel, we had an argument early on the podcast because I would be talking about, because I lived in California. I wasn't used to racism. No, Obama, they're not being racist, Obama. And you just said, you know what? I have a different view now because you're smart. You got new facts, you had a new experience, and you changed your mind. Fucking stupid people don't do that.
I was wrong. I thought that we were much farther along than we are. I was very wrong.
I also thought that too.
No, it's underground, man. It's underground. It is Obama. There's this underlying, almost like this other room that whenever Obama does something, he has to prove something first. It's not just accepted that he's doing good. They always want to see why. What's he good? So there's something extra going on. And by the way, we kind of have proof of it over almost everything. They won't even talk to his Supreme Court nominee, who's like this moderate, middle-of-the-road guy. They won't even talk to him. because it's Obama's guy.
That's some treason. The fact that they're
That's
holding...
against the Constitution. I love these people that bitch about the
treason,
Constitution.
Man, that they're holding this up.
They're holding us up. They're not letting the Supreme Court do its job.
It's a problem.
It's against the Constitution. They're violating the Constitution, and they're continuing to let it go. And you know what? All these people Constitution! All those people that hold it up, they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
you know why?
They don't understand the Supreme Court.
And by the way, I'd love to give all those idiots a quiz on the Constitution because I bet you $1 million, I pledge $1 million that they have never read the Constitution.
Well, yeah. They haven't even read the Second Amendment.
They haven't read anything that they so loudly scream about. I bet you $1 million.
Most people haven't even perused through the entire Bill of Rights.
Including the whole Bible.
That's
true, too.
Which I've read twice. All right, guys, now I'd like to talk to you about something that happened this week. Again, I was shaving parts of my body. I was manscaping. I was manscaping. I'm going to be honest. I was manscaping.
That's your opener?
You have to think about it. I'm just telling you. Since I've gotten Harry's razors, I have not cut myself.
Where?
Everywhere. Never. I haven't cut myself anywhere. In the past, I have cut Lefty. I did cut Lefty.
Oh, my gosh.
I did cut Lefty. Nick's and Lefty. Lefty got a nick. You know what was cool about him now? He looks tough.
I know my parents listened to the last episode of the podcast,
Oh, no.
and they definitely heard some of that. So my mom said it was very entertaining.
Wait, they heard him. Did he talked about his balls last time?
I think so.
I said it did. Lefty.
I think you did.
I'm trying to make
What
it.
did your mom say?
I'm staying Disney.
Oh, well, she didn't say anything about that specifically, but I talked to her on the phone. She was like, I just want to let you know that you did a great job on the podcast, honey, and it was very entertaining. It was. I understand sometimes you have to say things for entertainment's
Oh,
sake.
no.
And your dad said, give me a plunger.
No. They only listened to the last episode.
But what did you say on the podcast that she was excusing?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Because, like if you go back and re-listen through Mom's ears, then you'll be like, oh, God, did I say that?
But he's never out of line, really. I mean, but then again, where he came, I guess being out in L.A. this long now, there's a tone now.
For her to say, I understand there are things you have to say.
Well, you wasn't just reference to me; it was to you guys too.
Oh.
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
there's
sure.
things that we need to say
We.
for entertainment. But then I was like, it's just for entertainment.
Yeah, well,
His balls.
I have no decorum whatsoever.
Back to your balls, Bob.
Yeah. So anyway, Lefty got a nick in my old razor. I have never nicked Lefty. I have never. I have always had a very.
Oh my gosh.
Every part, my taint, perfect.
Oh my.
So these new razors, where are you getting these?
So this.
Harry's razor. I'm just saying it's
This
a
is
5.
Harry's.
It's a 5-blade razor that comes in like 3 or 4 different styles now, and you can get it engraved. I have never been happier in my life.
You know what? I don't believe you.
And I hate shaving.
I wish that I could try one of these.
Oh, I've got a perfect opportunity
Really?
for you. Would you like to try one?
I would love to try one.
So this is pretty cool, actually.
You guys are douchebags.
Hey, Arthur. So they're actually doing something new because Harry's, like we were just talking about, listens and evolves. They're actually going to start doing a free trial offer for for all customers. So it says that they are so confident in the quality.
Wait, it's only. Well, wait! I didn't know about this. Wait,
you
hold
can
on.
try the shave for free.
It was only 5. It was only. It's literally 15. It's $15 if you use promo
Not
code.
anymore.
I love this when companies do this because they're basically putting their money where their mouth is. And so you just cover $3 for the cost of shipping because they're not going to give you free shipping and give you the thing for free. So $3. And you know that whole starter set that you get that's so crazy?
With the shell, with the 2
you
blades?
You get the shave gel, the razor, the blade, the little travel cover, all of that. Post-shave balm comes to you. So that you can get.
I feel. You ever buy something first and be happy you got it, and then some company comes up with some offer, and
I paid full price for that.
Yeah, I'm like, sons of bitches. I paid for that.
Well, I will say this. This is even cooler.
Right.
So you get that foaming shave gel, all that, right?
Right.
You get that beginning set. But now, if you go to harrys.com/Titus, promo code Titus, they're going to also send you a free post-shave balm on top of all of that other stuff. So you get all of that. I'm
making a new account. I'm going to make a new account. I'm going to make a brand new account.
You can't do that.
Shut up. I can't do that. I whore these things. I'm doing it. Well, that's cool. So now so if you guys go to Harrys.com/Titus.
You get the free trial set.
Free
Comes
trial
with
set.
a razor, 5-blade cartridge, and shaving gel.
5-blade cartridge?
That's what it is. It's a 5-blade. You know that.
Oh,
You
okay.
just
No,
said
no,
that.
5-blade. Oh, sorry.
Does it come with 5
I was thinking
extra
5 blades. I was thinking, wait a minute,
Comes
I'm
with
mad
the
now.
razor,
I
the
was
5-blade
about to flip a
cartridge,
desk.
and the shaving gel.
Right.
Free. You just pay $3 for shipping. You
Right.
sign up for a shave plan, and then you get a free post-shave balm.
That's incredible.
That's great value.
Go to harrys.com/Titus, promo code Titus.
Guys, if you want to follow us on Twitter, go to @TitusNation, @Ray Bradley. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus, or you can follow Rachel at
Bombshell Rae on
And-
Facebook, Ray Bradley on Instagram and Twitter.
And if you want to track the fetus,
At the Ryan Farmer on Twitter, I guess.
also go to ChristopherTitus.com. People, I have now done 7 comedy specials. I'm on my 8th. We haven't done the 7th one. Will be out for pre-order on November 1st. No,
October 1st pre-order ships
on
November
November.
1st.
Yeah, the new one. It's about. We did like almost. It's 100 minutes, right? This is
It's
a big one.
around. It'll float around 100.
Yeah, it's about 100 minutes. The new one, Born with a Defect, will be available for shipping on November 1st. You can pre-order it October 1st. We're going to set that up. Also, please get one of the other DVDs because we need some more money to finish the movie.
Yes.
So order a DVD. We're actually at the end of finishing special unit, and I spent 4 hours with Everlast yesterday.
How did that go? You didn't even. I
the
texted
spotting-
you and you just didn't respond.
Spotting session. Everlast is, being an Everlast is. I'm an intense dude. Everlast is an intense
Yeah, you
dude.
two together. It's like
No, I kept
there
making-
is a Richter scale measurement.
Well, I turn it down. I become the funny smartass guy that's giving him crap all the time. But he's really got
I
it
just
down.
sit and
He wants to do it.
slightly tremble.
Yeah. Also, subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube for
We're
weekly
gonna start
videos.
doing those Armageddon updates again.
We're gonna do the next one. We're gonna do
I
is
love
open letter
those.
to Donald Trump. I'm gonna
Boom.
upgrade it though. Also, review us on iTunes because if you review us on iTunes,
A maxi pad gets its wings.
it does. Oh, wow. He
She
just-
did it so fast.
Just MaxiPad makes him uncomfortable. And now, from sea to
humana,
shining
humana.
sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae bringing you and the world the Bombshell News.
Yeah. Well, leading the news in probably the biggest news story that we have ever had. Rachel Bradley is headlining at Denver Comedy Works Landmark South. That's
You get your first headlining gig, man.
well, I've headlined once before, but
Well,
this
you did
is
one night you were sick.
November
You don't
16th.
remember it 'cause you were
I don't
actually-
remember it.
you
I
were
was on
out of it.
OxyContin.
Yeah.
November 16th, south at the Landmark, Denver Comedy Works, my home club, and the club that I cannot even tell you how, just the pride in me because of that club and everything.
Wednesday,
So,
November 16th, you're going to see a Bombshell do her whole show. She's going to do a whole show.
horror show, and hopefully Bombshell will be there. Hopefully she'll be
Bombshell
feeling
will be
better
there.
after this and able to fly. And tickets are on sale now. They're only $12, so go get one. Some less important news probably I could get to.
Hold on, and I'll be in Columbus this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
She sure as hell hoard her gig really
No,
quick.
no, your gigs come after the news.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Follow the format.
Have you ever been here before?
Once.
Oh, okay.
Are you on OxyContin?
Yes.
Man who removed girlfriend's lung while she was alive has been sentenced to life in prison. 28-year-old, you're not going to believe it, California man was sentenced to life in prison on Monday for brutally killing his girlfriend. He cut out her lung while she was still alive. He will not be eligible for parole. The special circumstance was torture and mayhem.
What?
They
what?
were fighting at
Okay,
a...
You and I had a fight this last week. I didn't think, you know what I'm doing?
Yeah, but look, it's all about venue. They were fighting at a Motel 6 in Pomona, California. We
very
were
inland.
fighting in the Hollywood Hills
That's right.
in a Mercedes.
Give me the
we
that
each
story
had,
just
we
gave
each
me
had,
the
I had
chills.
a glass of red wine. You know, I will not take this anymore. This is outrageous. That's how we fight.
I would like to reiterate.
Is that what you guys sound like?
Yes, Inland Empire. So Inland Empire.
Would you like another glass of Pinot?
I will, and then we will continue this discussion.
Duel. I think it's a
Hmm.
Indeed. Cling. So that's how we fight. But these people were at a Motel 6 in Pomona, California.
Wow.
They were there with two others. They were fighting. They went into the bathroom. Even worse, in a Motel 6. That's like where all horror happens.
Wait. They went and fought in the bathroom, okay?
Because they were with another couple because, they were probably sharing a Motel 6 room. They're in
Wow.
the bathroom, which
Yeah.
really isn't very big,
No.
at a Motel 6. The couple's companions tried to intervene. They heard her screaming. They tried to get in the bathroom. They got in. They observed this guy holding her. She was unconscious. He had her in a chokehold. They tried to get her free, and then they supposedly ran for help, which means they went to ditch the drugs. And police responded to the scene and discovered her dead in the shower. Her heart and right lung had been removed from her body, and he did it before she died.
I have had some bad relationships in my life. I've had some fights that were out of control. I never once went, no, I'm cutting this bitch's lung out. Never once. Never crossed my mind. Never went through it, ripping her heart out. No. I had mine ripped out during the fight, but I've never really physically. Wow, that's a complete. Here's again stupid. Why don't we have an instant kill thing? You should just kill that guy. They're just dead.
Why is he going to waste so much money? Our
Yeah,
taxpayer money sitting there.
Because, by the way, people, it's not the prison system that's paying for him. We're paying for the prison system to pay this guy. So we have to keep this guy alive now. I'm tired.
And California, actually, is probably not too bad.
No, California prison, no, not that bad. I don't. Do we even have the death penalty? They're trying to write it out.
I don't think so.
People keep saying, you don't want, death penalty is not a deterrent. I don't give a shit. We're getting rid of dirt. We're getting rid of scumbags. I don't care if it's a
Death
deterrent.
penalty saves us money.
Yeah, right. It's not a deterrent. It's basically getting rid of the garbage. Man, wow.
That story gave me the heebie-jeebies. I'm gonna be honest
Cut
about that.
out her line.
It's because you have to be humane, and most importantly, you have to take care of Yorkies because they're super important, and Chihuahuas are pretty important too, but definitely Yorkies are on the top. Shih Tzu's not too bad either.
What are
And then
you
after
doing now?
all of the
What is
puppies,
going
then you
on?
have to take care of the people that can't help themselves, like the prisoners. We have to make sure that they have 6 square meals a day made of oxidized green leafy vegetables.
You sound like one of those awful YouTube.
What just
Celebrities.
happened?
This is California.
I know.
Prisoners need vitamin C
Yeah, well,
and D.
I don't know, man.
On July 16, 2014, federal judge Carney ruled that California's death penalty system was unconstitutional
Why?
because he said it was arbitrary and plagued with delay. I'd say that Charles Manson has been enjoying that delay.
Yeah, I will say that. That's another thing, too. Again, I think we should have a killing room. You know, they have it in slaughterhouses. If you No, killing room, like outside the courtroom. If on your side, you get one appeal. You go through trial. If you lose, you get an appeal. After the end of that appeal, it's in another courtroom. That next door
They peel your skin off.
has a clean room, like a clean room.
Oh
like
my
a,
God,
like
I thought that's what you meant. Get a peel.
where basically there's sprinklers in the ceiling, and if you lose the appeal, there's no you get to stay in jail for 17 years. You walk in the next room.
I had it.
No, if you could explode them, that's way cooler.
Whoa.
But I just mean
Too expensive.
Oh,
done.
Oh, that's a gun.
violent.
That's a gun.
And then there's a drain. There's a drain. They turn the sprinklers on. They drag your body out. They clean the room, and then they turn the dryers on. And then next case, bitches. You know, and because I think a deterrent my ass. There's a point when you just go, there's too many dumb, stupid, evil people on the planet that don't really deserve to be here. You're not helping anymore. You cut out a girl's lung, and unless you were donating it to a kid from Africa who needed a lung, you really don't have a point.
It's interesting.
Stop touching the microphone.
I'm just trying to get it because the cord was touching my keyboard, and I didn't want it to mess it up.
What's the next story?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's don't end on that one, please. I don't want to end
That's
on
No,
that.
I have other ones, but it was very depressing. I like this one, actually. I threw this one in because of the topic of the podcast today, so it's exactly what you were talking about should happen. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan have committed $3 billion over the next 10 years to accelerate basic scientific research,
Good.
including the creation of research tools from software to hardware, yet undiscovered techniques they hope will lead to scientific breakthroughs.
That we
Awesome.
can actually just turn into porn. That's the saddest
They
thing.
believe that they are unlikely to see it accomplished, but they're giving $10 billion, and the screen behind them during this speech said, "Can we cure all diseases in our children's lifetime?" That's
Wow.
what they're committing to.
That's going to cause a different problem.
Didn't he also, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he also contribute a bunch of money trying to get some third world countries scientific
I think that was
solar
Gates.
and stuff? Was that
I think
someone
that was
else?
Gates.
Was that Gates? Okay, I wasn't sure.
The Gates Foundation is they're doing crazy stuff. But these are look, these are people that went out of their way to make money. Smart, genius people who went out of the way to make money, and they're actually stepping up now. there's something great on the other side of this, changing society. The problem is if we cure all diseases, here's what happens.
Lots of stupid people.
We'll keep fucking, and we have to stop that.
What?
They'll keep making more stupid people, and then we'll run out of resources. So at that point, what happens is we have to actually have a limit on how many babies you can have. That's the next problem.
Speaking of that, we should rephrase what we said last week about chemotherapy. I'm not sure that I said it. I think you said it.
And I've been bitching about it all
But
week.
a couple people have said something. I think that once people get cancer, I do think that there are things that you can do to prevent cancer as far as diet and exercise and things like that. But chemotherapy, once you get it, I think is beneficial to pull it back. I know that you disagree with that, but during that time of doing a chemotherapy, I'm not a doctor. It's my opinion, witnessing what my mom is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Very important to juice and have wheatgrass and exercise.
Because we did
and
that.
greens
Because
and
we also did
raw
that during
and-
the first round of chemotherapy. We did that.
Yeah. So I just want to throw that out there.
Okay,
'cause people
so
are
yeah.
getting mad.
They're getting mad, but you know that they're getting mad is like the problem is nobody. Again, this is when I talk about stupid. You saved my life. Good, you're welcome. You're the 2% or pancreatic, or you're the 14%. It's a really low percentage. It's not a cure at all. And one woman who was mad at me, I talked with her and I was really nice to her. She said, "Oh, by the way, the cancer I just fought I caught the chemotherapy caused it." That's what the doctor said.
Yeah, we know someone like that too.
Yeah,
she had
so-
breast cancer and the chemo caused leukemia.
Caused a new kind of so look whatever you want. You guys can argue with me all you want. We've decided that chemo is a brutal life, and we have people in our family that have decided that they're not good with it anymore. We're going to try something else, and if that something else works, trust me, I will sing from the rooftops until I am killed in
everyone
a
that
suspicious one-car accident.
prays, vibes, sends healing tchotchkes, whatever it is, over the next couple weeks, be doing that because we can use all the help that we can get. I have a news story to end on because I think that this is what you were looking for.
Yes, please help me.
A high school English teacher in small-town Ontario has been suspended without pay and is facing an ongoing investigation because she allegedly suggested to a student that he lick her where she farts.
Best teacher ever. Wow, what's the circumstance behind that?
Apparently, she has been known to be undiplomatic. In
Good.
2015, she swatted a student on the head, called him an idiot, and urged him to grow some balls.
Can I say something? Why do teachers have to be diplomatic? You little kids, when I talk about stupid, I'm not about stupid adults. Kids are 10 times stupider. And if they have stupid parents, they're even stupider. You should get rattled. You should get your cage rattled here and there. You shouldn't be treated like you're precious. You haven't earned shit yet.
In 2011, they said it was a banner year for her. They were watching a movie in her English class. This is 10th, 11th, 12th grade. She made a comment that you could not see the actor's penis without a microscope. And
okay, hold on.
Students were hitting each other in the groin, like boys
Right.
whopping each other with their notebooks.
Right.
So she, to make a point, flung the notebook out, and I guess the kid fell to the ground in tears. She hit him so hard.
In the balls?
Yeah.
Wow.
She told a girl to stop bitching and sit down.
Okay, I retract a little bit. That's a little sociopathic. We had a coach, Coach Pickard. Coach Pickard, if you got into his face at all in the weight room, he would go, let's go to the mat, and he would just then destroy you. You'd have your leg behind your back of your ear, and you'd be like, "You going to say anything else, Titus?" "No, sir. I'm sorry, Coach."
I mean, crazy asshole people are everywhere. She's mildly amusing. Some of it I get is totally inappropriate, but
Yeah.
she said to one student, "I've never said this to a student before, but fuck you." Another student made a
High
weird
school?
sound with his lips, and she said, "It sounds like your ass cheeks are too close together." Like, I picture this woman smoking at her desk.
Yeah. Is she a high school teacher?
Yes,
Okay.
10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh, perfect. Those are see now. If she was doing
The kids probably love her.
if she was doing the 7th, 8th grader, I'd be like, a little inappropriate. Elementary, way inappropriate.
Yeah. We should be clear.
but
She's not saying
11th
sexually lick me where I fart. She's telling someone basically
Shut
to kiss
up.
her ass.
Yeah, kiss my ass. Yeah, you idiot.
Not saying it's appropriate. Just
But
throwing that out there.
that's kind of how I bet you she's pretty good with the kids. I will bet you she's pretty good. I bet
bet
the kids
they
are
love
like,
her.
dude, she's a little nuts, but she's great.
Yeah.
Is there any comments on it? Anybody respond to it?
Not yet. She's under investigation, though.
Wow. So here's what I didn't worry about writing this podcast. Stupid people won't get it anyway. To you people that are like me, have enough intelligence to be aware, but maybe not enough intelligence to know everything, pick up a book, do something. Go on the website and learn all the states. I get 2 weeks.
And the capitals, not just
When
the
I
states.
get back, we're going to do a quiz.
I get states and capitals.
I
Holy
can't believe
crap.
you said states and capitals. That's
It's only 50 of them.
100 total things, though.
That's too many. That's too many things. We are now, I'm going to know what Bombshell's doing, by the way. Bombshell is going down to a naturopathic place. Detox. And we're going to get her mom tuned up. We're tuning everybody up.
I'm praying that she can get through the first 3 days of her juice fast, and with pancreatic,
She went through platinum chemo. She'll make it. She'll make it. It's going to be great. People, good thoughts and praises. Thank you so much for all the time you have spent on Twitter telling us good thoughts for Bombshell. And keep that up. We need
and
it.
I do. I show them all to her. I copy them and put them in emails, or she goes and looks, and so it really does make a difference to have such a community of people behind us.
All right. Guys, thanks for listening to the Titus Podcast. Do me a favor. Don't be stupid. For myself, Bombshell Rae and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya!
I just said this really heartfelt thing, and you looked at me because we were waiting to talk, and you went, all right. Anyway.
No, I said a heartfelt thing, too. And you, oh, I'm sorry.
See you in 2 weeks.
Lick me where I fart.